everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle. You've reached my channel Farm Girl, and let me get Henry so I can show you real quick. You guys, look at how big he is. He's like gigantic. Look at the size of his paws. It's insane. He's just a super busy boy, and but he's so sweet, and he's a cuddle bug, aren't you? Huh? We'll call him Hanky Panky. Right, Hanky Panky. Are you Hanky Panky? So him and Dookie are best friends. No. No. Okay, so today I'm going to just do a really quick video. This is a tutorial. I actually did film a regular update in a whip parade. I'm in an icky sweatshirt because we're going to be crafting. But I forgot to show you one of my whips in my video. It's 2 hours. I don't know that I'm going to upload it. It's so crazy long. It's so long. But at the end of it, I do have a goat birth at the end of it and a little tour of a shop. So I don't know, do you like 2 hour videos? I feel like that's so extra. Okay, well, so let me show you what we're going to be making. So I've had several requests. I did this on, I'm going to start a new, not a new series, but I'm just going to start a new thing, Thrifty Thursday. Not every Thursday on my Instagram. I do a lot of stories. I don't post necessarily a ton on my profile, but I do do daily stories. So if you want to follow me and check out, it's a lot of goats. It's not a lot of stitching. So if that doesn't interest you, you won't find a ton of stitching. On my feed you do, but that's kind of sporadic. But so last Thursday, I made some of these thread keeps, and I had lots and lots of requests because after 24 hours it disappears. So I had a lot of people asking me if I would post it on YouTube or if I saved it to my profile, and I didn't. So so I thought I would just post one here. This one was done with scrapbook paper, and then my Jane Austen keychain. Here is another one done with scrapbook paper. And then this came from a copyright-free vintage ephemera pack, which I'm gonna show you. So, but first I wanted to show you because I don't know how I overlooked it in my whip parade, but the project that I'm currently working on, and I actually don't have the cover because I have Henry. I have there's two projects in this one. This is Winter Rose Manor, and this is Henry. This is the little pin keep that's also included. I'm almost done with this. I have been working on it exclusively. It's been about 3 weeks. It's beautiful. Prepare yourself. Let me get something to put behind it. Okay, I'm stitching mine on a 36 count R&R Winter's Brew. The called for fabric is a 36 count dirty linen. It's pretty hard to find. This color is pretty close, but it is a little lighter. So I don't know for a fact. I have heard, but not from Brenda herself, that this is going to be coming out at market. So I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not, but I have heard it's coming out at market. So let me the white is getting a little bit washed out. You can see it better in person, but it is very soft colors. That house is pinkish. It's conch. The color is conch, C-O-N-C-H, by Weeks Dye Works. It's so pretty. I seriously think this is my most favorite thing I've ever stitched. It is just, the colors are so soft and girly. I love it. I love it. They're total me. I need to finish the flowers going down the side here. So pretty. And I'll make sure your hand goes up here. Yes. And my my bird, I'm gonna back stitch the wing here just because my particular colors, the variegation just didn't kind of fall right, and you kind of lose the top of the wing there. But so I just have the gate to go. There's a basket on top of the fence, and just a few other little things. I stitch in hand and I roll it, so that's why it's rolling up. And then just fill in around here, finish the red flowers down the side. I mean, it's, oh, and then actually there's like a white snowbank that goes all the way across. That's going to take probably a week to do. So I'll probably be done in a week, but I wanted to show you because it's going to go to the framers the minute I'm done with it. It's so beautiful. So thank you, Brenda, for another beautiful, beautiful design. Love that one. So I can't believe I forgot to show that. Anyways, okay, so we're going to move over to the craft table and get started. I'm going to provide links for supplies as best I can. Almost everything can come from Amazon. He's so naughty. So we'll get started. Okay, I think I have my setup worked out. I hope the lighting is going to be okay. So let me show you what we're making. We're just making some thread keeps. And so I'm in a Jane Austen club where I get some stuff from England every month, tea and things like that. And one month I got this. It's a keychain. I wasn't going to use it as a keychain. I thought about turning it into like a necklace lanyard, which would have been kind of cute. But I just decided to turn it into a thread keep. The nice thing is that, you know, you can take these rings off and you can do whatever you want to them. This one I hung, everything is on a jump ring so that I can take it kind of all off one piece and put it on something else. You don't have to do that. Some of these I put right on the jump rings, like this one, and I put the charm separately on the jump rings. And this was a piece of scrapbook paper. And then I added a little bit bigger ring because I'm going to put my floss right on here and I can fit more floss for bigger projects. And this one was a charm that I got on clearance a while back at Hobby Lobby. And it's two-sided, so it's really three-dimensional. And it's got two different prints on either side. And then I just took... This is like a spacer. I just didn't really put much thought into it, but I could add some other things, like a little thing of the Eiffel Tower or something. So maybe we'll find something as we're going through charms that I can add on to that. This one, this, believe it or not, this was out of a Christmas. Here it is right here. Some Christmas scrapbook paper. It's pink Christmas, so it looks very springy. So I just turned it into a little spring, a little spring thread keep. Some things to keep in mind when you're using scrapbook paper. I really like these little 4x6 kind of matting papers because the print is the same. A lot of these, they're themed. Like this is Stamp Period. There's a Pink Christmas. I have the big 12x12 pages, and then I have this. And the pages in there are the same, but these are scaled down quite a bit in back. Like I have these in the full size as well, and the circles are about this big. So this is kind of nice when they're smaller because then you can use them for things like this. And then I have this one in a heart. And this was from an ephemera book that I bought. And then this one came out of that same book. And I did one in silver and just put different charms and things on it. And I just think they're so sweet. Okay, let me go over some of the things that we are going to need. First and foremost are what we put our picture in, and these are called bezels, B-E-Z-E-L. And they come in a variety of different shapes and sizes. So this one, I actually got all of these in one set. I think there were like 5 of them, so you got 30 of them. And they came with, these are called cabachons. And I'm going to scroll that across the screen so you know how to spell that. For the most part, I buy these together. And they just come together in a kit as 2 pieces. So that's what I look for when I'm purchasing them, and I purchased most of them on Amazon. And these came with 2 different colors, so it's kind of the antique silver and then the antique bronze. and their size specifically. That's what I like, because then I don't make mistakes and buy the wrong thing. These are glass, and that's what I would recommend using, are the glass. I just like those a little bit better. And then these are textured. They have a textured back. And some of the other ones that I have are some rectangular ones that also came with the cabochon. And then I have some of these longer rectangular ones also came with the cabochon, and they came in multiple colors. There's like 4 or 5 colors in that pack. I have them all. I have circles that come in every color, along with this gold, and the cabochons that come with those. And you can buy these individually at TJ Maxx, at Hobby Lobby or Joann's. They're a little bit more expensive. They're about $1.99 each. You can buy like the pack of 30 that I bought, or some circles like this. You can get a pack of probably 25 of them for maybe $10 on Amazon. It's really pretty inexpensive. And then what you want to do is order, these are called book binder rings. I buy these in bulk because I use them a lot for the retreat. I just bought a thing of like 110 of them, and I think they were $7 or $8 for the silver ones. These were a little bit more expensive. These are the bronze. They came in a 12 pack, so I got 6 of the small ones and 6 of the large ones for like $6. I got those off of Amazon. You just kind of have to shop around and figure out what you want, and then get them in a variety of sizes so that they're a little bit more flexible, and you can always change them out, which is the really nice part. And then I just keep them kind of in a jar, and that's the same thing. I keep all my bezels, my cabochons, I just store them in a jar here and dig through them when I need them. Some of the other things that you can use, these came from Hobby Lobby. This one I got on clearance, and you can see this is kind of cute because it's filled, and it's got some pearls in there which are stuck in a little key. You can also pop this open. I've done this a few times to customize these. Some are easier than others. I don't think they carry these anymore because I got it on clearance. But I popped the back off of this, and you can fill them with things and then put a different image in there. And here, these I got at Michael's. These come in packs of 5, and the charms for this and this also came on this pack. So I just noticed I'm missing a little pearl here, but you could totally just put this on a ring and use that. And these were $5.99 or $7.99, I think, at Michael's, and use a coupon. And they have some different themed ones that you could just use as kind of embellishments as well. I have this one too, this sewing theme. I also use these for junk journaling, just for little embellishments. But the button would be cute, and a little thimble. And then you're going to need some jump rings. So I have a big box of assorted. There are also some lobster claws, because I bought this to make, if you're a knitter, you can also make stitch markers. And so that's really cool. And you can use these little charms to make those as well. So, you know, multi-crafting, it's all about using what you have for everything. The other thing you are going to want to have is just kind of, you can just use a simple pliers like this. So this cuts wire, it will clamp, and you can use it to pull open the jump ring. So this is pretty versatile. You just need, this will cost you probably $3 or $4 on Amazon. And then you'll want to make sure that you have an assortment of charms and embellishments. I also have some bigger lobster claws, so if you want to make a scissor fob, you can sure do that. Just make sure that they're big enough. These can be found on Etsy and Amazon as well. And then I have some in silver, and then, you know, charms. It just kind of depends. I have a variety. You can also use these little garment pins to hang little embellishments off of. That would be super cute. And you can also use those for making little embellishments on your project bags or junk journals or stitch markers. And then I also have some typer letters that would be really cute if you want to personalize it for a friend. I have these and they come in a big pack with all sorts of different colors. Okay, so those are just some things you're going to need. Okay, and then let's get down to the nitty-gritty. The fun part is picking out your images. So I always like to make sure that I'm using images. So if you're making them for yourself, you can really use whatever you want. If you're going to sell them, please make sure that you're not going to get yourself in trouble and or that you're stealing someone else's intellectual property by just taking whatever image you want off of the internet. There are a bazillion sites out there. If you search public domain images or copyright free images, you'll find a ton of them. The other thing that you can use is, I have done this a lot where I just use scrapbook paper. So, and again, these smaller ones are sized a little bit smaller. This one I actually used the picture on the cover because it was just the right size. But some of these in the back, you can, and this is the girl that I used. And so there are some really fun images here. And what I do to pick the size is I'll just take a cabochon and kind of move it around. So this would be perfect for the little kitty. And let me make sure that's in frame. And this would be really cute. This little house here. You just kind of move it around until you like what you see in the square. This would be very cute as well. You do a little round one right in the center. And little square one here. So from this one sheet of paper, you can really get quite a few. You can almost use every single one of those. I mean, that would be cute too. And so there. So you could easily just do something like that. Or if you wanted to turn it, you could do, that would be really cute. And so you can get 6 thread keeps or necklaces or whatever you want, or scissor fobs, whatever you want to use them for, if you want to give them as a set. And you could do 2 sets. You could do like a necklace, a scissor fob, and a thread keep for a friend, and you've done it all with one piece of paper. So pretty inexpensive. And so that's where I get a lot of my images, is scrapbook paper. The other place I get them are these little ephemera packs that you can buy in the scrapbooking section. And so I just pulled a couple out here. And so these are some that were in there. And these would be perfect for a circle. Actually, you could do this with a square as well. That would be really cute. This would be super cute. And this would be perfect. That is going to be really adorable. So just things like that. And you can use whatever images you want. I have, you know, I love everything kind of retro and antique-ish, but you don't have to do that. This would be really cute with the round. You'll find really modern stuff too. So that's what's nice, is that you can totally customize these to whatever you want. So I use those a lot. The other thing I use, so stickers. So this is an old sticker pack from scrapbooking from years ago, and you could just use, I have these bigger ones. So this turkey could fit in here. There's a little turkey here, or you could put this over here, or you could just do her. So a lot of choices here. Here's the pilgrims. Could do them. Yeah, so stickers. That's another option. I just wanted to show you how cute these are. This is some more scrapbook paper, and just from this one piece, let me just kind of scroll it through so you can see it. This is the best scrapbook paper ever. The back of it is even cute if you want to do something for somebody who likes music. A lot of times they'll come with just Christmas prints on the back. But there, I mean, an infinite possibilities here. There's one, here's one. You could do this little guy in a round, this one. I mean, you can do this with any style of scrapbook paper. With these longer ones, like this would be really cute. This guy here, I mean, you could just, so many possibilities. Magazines, also a good choice. So this is a Pottery Barn catalog that just came. It's a spring catalog, just came today, and I was just flipping through it. And I noticed these little Peter Rabbit, and these would be adorable. So you could do a little Peter Rabbit here. You could do this little guy. The possibilities are really endless. So that's a thought. And I actually have one that we're going to be using in another magazine, but I'm going to show you this first. So this I got from Amazon. So this is mini ephemera. So it's sized specifically for this. And this one and this one came out of this book. And the nice thing is it also comes with a CD. These are all copyright-free images. So if you wanted to sell some, you could totally use this book and make them until your little heart's content, and you don't have to worry about getting in trouble with copyright. So I have some images that came out of here that we're also going to use. And these are just copies. So if you didn't want to, you know, mess, because you do have to, the CD doesn't print them out in this size, which is kind of cool because then you can make, you can size it to kind of whatever size you want. And they're high quality images. You can cut them right out of the book. I don't do that. I just make copies. And let me just show you some of the pictures that are in here. So here are some really fun ones. I did a bunch of Halloween ones. There's some Christmas ones here. There's some patriotic ones. Here's a Valentine. And here's another Valentine one that I made here. There are these. This is very sweet. And again, these aren't quite long enough, but you can use the CD and enlarge them a bit if you wanted to, and then they would fit in here. So that's really nice about this. But these, the smaller ones, they're perfect for these. So how sweet is that? So this is also great for for junk journaling. I've used some of these. These are really fun. And then more photographs here. These are the ones that I used for these thread keeps. Aren't those cute? And those are just copies. And some labels. I think that was about it. I think this was about $20, which is pretty reasonable for everything that you can do out of it, and the fact that, you know, they put it all together for you and you have a CD. Okay, so let's get to the fun part. So I just want to show you. So here are a couple that I have glued down already. Okay, so what I do suggest, I would keep some rubbing alcohol close by to clean off your glass. Keep it the spot free and get any fingerprints off. I don't have any, so I'm just using nail polish remover and it works fine. Just make sure it's like non-scented. Okay, so I have some images selected here. Let's see. We'll do these. This one was really cute too. Little Barnwood Santa. And okay, so let me just show you how the kind of glue that you need. So you're going to need a couple different kinds of glue. My favorite is this diamond glaze. It's a water-based adhesive and it dries clear as glass. The other one, I use glossy accents as well. I use this more for making counting pins, which will be my next tutorial. You can also use Dimensional Magic, and this also dries clear. So the other thing that you can do, if you only have the bezel and you didn't buy cabochons, you can also fill it with these, almost like a resin, and then you can skip using these. You do have to mess with the dry time. This dries fairly quickly unless you're using a lot of it. So if you, and then these don't necessarily lay flat either, which is kind of a pain. So you'd have to almost lay them, you know, on something like this to get them to lay flat. Just some food for thought. But they're pretty inexpensive if you buy them together. They're almost the same price if you buy them separately. So next thing we're going to do is just figure out what we're going to use, and then we're going to clean off our glass. It pretty much dries by itself. Okay, and then we're just going to figure out where we're going to stick each one. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. I know where these are going. And this can go right here. And that can go on here. Actually, that's not cute enough. I'm going to skip that one. So I think I have everything just about where I want it. And these are all like from this scrapbook ephemera pack here. And this one is from the ephemera book. And I'm just going to put a scrap piece of paper under here to catch any glue. Okay. So then what we want to do is we want to just take our diamond glaze and add about, for this, something this size, about 1.5 drops for the big ones. You know, that would probably require 2 or 3 drops. It just kind of depends. You want to make sure that you flood the whole area. So I'm going to put about that much, and I'm just going to set that on there, squish it around. So I don't have any pooling, so that was probably like way too much. And then just kind of figure out exactly where you want your image. It'll grab fairly quick. And give it a really good press. Make sure you have it good and sealed and that you don't have any air bubbles in there. And then you're just going to leave it sit to dry, and it really only takes a couple minutes. And so we're going to do a little bit more glue with this one. Okay, and then this one, we don't have as much wiggle room because we've got just a little tag here. But we want to make sure that we get it all good and circulated. Get make sure that we get really good coverage. That one is so pretty. Make sure we get it on straight. Give it a good press. Okay, and set that aside. And we'll do this little birdie next. Whoops. And so this one's going to get a good drop. You don't have to worry about bubbles because you work them out. All right, and then just kind of set that one. That one goes over the block a little bit, but that doesn't bother me. That'll be pretty. And that's just for me, so it doesn't really matter. Once it sticks, you do not want to pull it back up. And we have this really pretty deer. And swoosh that around, and then just kind of center it where you want it. I want to get some of that tree back there. Okay, and last one is Santa. If you get a little bit of the glue on the glass, like I just did, you can use the nail polish remover to wipe it off. Okay, and then we're just going to center that where we want it. Oh, aren't they cute? Okay, and then we're going to just set those aside to dry for a minute. You can stick, instead of putting the cap back on, if you just stick a pin into the top of your diamond glaze, then it's always ready. Otherwise, it clogs constantly. So I have this magazine. I subscribe to this magazine. It's Country Sampler Farmhouse. And I really like to go in through this magazine when I get it. So there are some really cute things you can do with magazines as well. So you could make a little one from here. The catalogs, like shopping catalogs, home decor catalogs are another good one because you can take a lot of stuff from, let's just flip through and see what we can find. So you just have to find, learn to look at things in a new way. Like a little plate might be kind of cute. Artwork hanging on the walls is what usually appeals to me. But something like this, how cute would this be? You could do like a little jar. You could do a little scale. Quilting, if you're a quilter, quilting books, and you can put like little pictures of quilts in your fobs. I don't know, I'm not seeing too terribly much. But if we go here, I saw this, this picture here would be really cute with that. Or if you wanted to get some of the mountains back there, how cute is that? So there's an idea, but this is the one we're going to do. Look at that. Let me just flatten this. Get that to lay flat. Okay, so I really like these images, and I thought that they would be very cute in these like little cameo. So I'm gonna use these little oval ones. Aren't they adorbs? I'm gonna get a different one here. And we're just gonna do the same thing. We're gonna put a drop on his face, drop on hers. We don't have to use as much because this one's a lot smaller. And we'll swoosh that around a bit. And put that in there. And we'll swoosh her around a bit. And look at the happy couple. A little bit too much glue on him. Just wipe some of that away. Okay, that's it. And I'm going to cut them out. And find a pair of scissors here. We'll set those aside. And I will show you how to cut them out. Okay, so I have some here that I did earlier that are all dry. These are scrapbook paper, some Jane Austen scrapbook paper, And then this is, it's just a little ephemera tag that was pre-cut that I just glued one of the big pieces on. You can take these kind of scissors, work just fine for getting around. I do like to use these smaller ones. They're just a little easier. And you just want to cut as close as you can. Doesn't have to be perfect. If you leave a lot of glue when you're moving around, it can be a little bit more difficult to do. So you don't want to get, that's why you want to kind of swizzle that around, because I don't know if you can see, there's a little bit more glue here that makes it a little bit harder to cut through. There, and then Mr. Darcy. Okay, and let's just get that garbage out of the way. And just to give you an idea of how fast this dries, these are all dry. So we can cut these out as well. That's how fast it dries. It just takes a few minutes. Aren't those cute? There we go. Okay, so the one thing I do is you can kind of see around the edge. I mean, it's not perfect. See here, I mean, you do want to kind of trim those and make sure that they fit well. The scrapbook paper and the cardstock ones, especially if they have any printing on the back, you probably want to, you know, put some sealer on it, especially if it's thin paper like these. So what we're going to do, because we don't want the glue to leak through and discolor it at all. So all you're going to do is take your diamond glaze and put a drop on each of those. And Jiminy Christmas, here is just a small paintbrush. And I like to get all the way to the edge and kind of seal that edge so that nothing soaks through there and discolors your image on the front. It's mostly just with things like this, like with really, really thin prints, and maybe like anything that comes off of my printer that I print, like something like this. Nothing fancy, just spread it around. I haven't had anything leak through yet, but that's not to say it won't. Better safe than sorry. The scrapbook paper, I'm totally good with. The tag is totally fine. The scrapbook paper is so heavy, nothing's gonna get through there. But that newspaper one or the magazine, I definitely would. And okay, what else do I have here? Okay, so then we're gonna let those dry. The other thing I do is sometimes if I have any loose spots, I'll just take a regular old nail file. This is, just use this for crafts, and just kind of go around the corner and get any loose paper off. And just make sure that everything is down, glued down very tight. And just take off any loose corners. You don't really have to worry about scratching the glass. You're just doing the very edge, but those all look pretty good. Okay, and then the fun part, we get to put these, we get to pick our bezels. Do I want the gold or do I want the silver? Let's see. I think for him, I want the gold. I actually think I have these in a bunch of different colors. Let me see what all. I think I'm going to put him in that one. And I might put these two in here because there's already some gold on here. I don't know how that would look. That's the antique gold. Oh, that would look okay. I wonder how this would look in here. This one with the really fine paper, definitely see some spots sticking up. And I just like to do that so that the glue sticks well. Okay, and then that can go in there. How cute is that? Okay, so now we have those all set and we can glue them in. Oops. Okay, and then, so the glue that we're going to use to glue them in is called Crafter's Pick. The diamond glaze, I don't know, I've never used it. It probably would stick to the back of this, but this is a water-based. You could use E6000, you could use any of those, but I like this because it's non-toxic. It's water-based. It's like Elmer's glue almost, but it will adhere to plastic or metal and glass. So, and dries clear. So it's just like using Elmer's glue. It's super easy to use, very forgiving. And what I'm going to do is stick a little, I'm going to put a dab. Let me just line these up. I'm just going to work with a couple here because this is getting to be extra. And I'll just show you. I'm going to put a little dab on my paper. It's getting a little thick. And I'm just going to use a cheap disposable brush. And I'm going to put, I like using a brush for this because then you don't get so much on that it oozes off. And you can get it into the corners there. And you have just more control. Not too much, just a good thin layer. And then I also like to put a little bit on the back of this. Then the two glues stick together and give you better stickability. All right, and then you commit. Okay, and then just make sure you've got it in there good and press down really hard. And then just set it aside to dry and try not to dump it in the glue pile. And repeat. Need a little bit more glue. Stick that in there. And there we go. So then we can do the fun part, and that is the embellishing. Let me set that aside. So I have done a bunch of gluing, so my hands are a mess, so pardon moi. So what we want to do now, Okay, so now we're just going to, we have our jump rings, and I have this little hand here on a charm. I'm going to put this on a larger jump ring, and I'm going to stick that on here. And you want to make sure that you're putting it on and being mindful of which way it's going to lay, so you don't have the back of her hand laying there. All right, so there's that one. And then I'm going to hang this from the jump ring, and I want this on in front of the jump ring that I'm going to hang it on. Otherwise, it's just going to hang in the back of it. So I'm going to bring this forward. Bring that forward. And then I'll put the jump ring on. And I can close it because we're going to it's like the days my daughters and I made bracelets. Okay. Ooh. Okay, I'm trying to round this out a little bit. Okay, so can you see that? Okay, and then we're gonna just put that through there. And let's make sure we have Mr. Darcy is also on correctly. And I have the jump ring on backwards here. All right. Stick that on there. Okay, and now we have, oops. How about we put them the right way? Both facing the same way. And of course you can make two separate fobs out of this. But there they are. Okay, so now I have this really cute little barn. I have a star here. This was an old, it was some off of something. It's got this little ribbon. So I'm just going to cut that off. And let's see. Okay, and then we have this guy here. And I think these don't quite match because this is like a copper color. So we're going to color this with some alcohol ink. I did the same thing with this one. This one was black. This one was this color. But I have a charm I was going to put on it. I don't remember which one it was now. It's here somewhere. But I didn't really like the way that looked. So I just used some alcohol ink. And I painted it. And see how it changes the color? So just keep that in mind. These are pretty inexpensive. They're $3 or $4 a piece. And I think we'll do the same with this one to make it less gold and more copper. Let's just try it out. I just pour it right onto the brush. It dries almost instantaneous. Oh, yes. Let me just get a piece of paper to set that on. See how well that works? Let's put a drop on there. So if you don't have the right color charm, that's okay. I'm going to do the back. And so we can set that on there. Oh, and then you know what else I want to put on there? I have these really cute pine cones, And I think I'm gonna give that a little brushing as well. I'm not gonna worry about this one too much. That one's fine. There. I love this alcohol ink. I use it a lot to change the color of metals. Love these little pine cones. They're really cute. Tim Holtz has a lot of really cute little charms and stuff too. So this ring even is a little brassy. So I am just going to take my alcohol ink and I'll show you how we will copper it up. And the one that I'm using, this color is, what is it, caramel. I also have, I'm sorry if I'm not in frame, but I can't see. I also have ginger and latte. They're all good browns for doing stuff like this. It's very forgiving. You can take it off with nail polish remover, but otherwise it's pretty permanent. It's not gonna come off on your floss or anything like that. Once it's dry, it's done. All right, see how that changes? Isn't that awesome? I love these products. And I'm glad I can use it for something else now. Okay, and let me just put some of this away and then I'll show you all the ones I made. How about that? Not bad for an evening's work, right? I tend to be a little obsessive like things like this. Do a million of them all in one shot, and then I'll probably never do it again. Because that's how I roll. I got it all out of my system. But there they are. They're so pretty. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. If you comment and like the video, if you would like one, I'm going to choose it. But if you'd like one spring themed, Halloween themed, or Christmas. So just comment below using either Christmas in a sentence, Halloween, or spring, and I will draw a winner of the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you use my tutorial to make one, I would love for you to tag me on Instagram. If you're on Instagram, it's Farm Girl Loves Goats, and I would love to see what you did. Maybe you can inspire me back. Have a great night. Bye.